then you can't even have a certain conversation. Ministers remain human. Now that's not a cop-out, because people, this is how people generally take it. They're either a saint or a sinner. They're either doing right, for which they take credit, or they're messing up, for which they say ain't nobody perfect. Right? So it makes it difficult to correct the world, because anytime you start correcting somebody, you either killing their dream or think you perfect. No, we are not perfect in our performance of anything. But don't you want something closer to perfection? Okay, well, we need to put a little pressure on each other. Hello? Let's get it right. And everybody now through God don't put no pressure on you, just put all the pressure on God. Cast your care upon the Lord. Just come in and ask God, and then go back home when you leave and sit down and watch TV. Don't get up tomorrow morning. Don't have a plan for your life. Don't develop nothing. Just pray. Sound good? That's appealing. It will be able to make a church. You know why? Because if I get 10,000 people, even if they ain't got no money, they're going to get some welfare checks or something sooner or later. And if I got 10,000 of them, all I have to do is get $500 out of each one average in a year. I'm good. 500 times 10,000 is what? About $5 million. Somewhere along there. Let's see, 50. About $5 million. That's a lot of money. That's good enough money to buy a piece of property in the ghetto and be able to make a church on it. And buy me a Cadillac and a mansion. I bet it is. Even if y'all don't learn nothing. But as long as y'all stay guilty and keep waiting on your blessing, guess what you're going to do next year? Same. What about a year after that? And 30 years from now, you're going to be a soldier that's been on the battlefield for 30 years. Serving the Lord. This is not a mystery, y'all. This is stuff that happens. Am I right? I'm trying to fix it. But the reality is most people like, she was telling me about that. She said, with all the teaching people get, how come that place ain't fruitful? She said, well, Dad, I think she said, you mentioned, look how long it took you to listen. People don't want to hear things that are personally convicted because we don't love ourselves enough to understand that I can be wrong and I'll feel all right. All right. They start posting this stuff that, that we're doing this on YouTube. And somebody hear me say a cuss word. And you got to go in there and read the comments. This is a sick world. Somebody gonna feel it's God's obligation to correct me for living my life. You don't like it, turn it off. You all know. I didn't. That's a fact, but people don't think that way. This is the United States of America. Capitalism rules in the name of Christianity. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, everything is what it comes from. These are some points. You came from God. You are of the Spirit of God. What Jesus Christ died for was to have you regenerated or renewed so you could know and relate to God on that level and bring change into your life. Does that make sense? So you don't have to negate any of the teaching. Anyway, hopefully you receive it like I said. That which is of the flesh is flesh, that which is of the spirit is spirit. It is the spirit that gives life. The flesh really has no profit. Simply meaning that that's not what God deals with. Word spirit is more about motive. It's what your motive is that makes you profitable. That's going to ultimately determine. Right forever on the scaffold, wrong forever on the throne. Yet that scaffold sways the future. Behind the dim unknown stands a God within the shadows, keeping watch above his own. Something Martin Luther King used to quote all the time. So if your motive is right, you have to understand that your method ain't always going to come across. It might take you 25 years to get your children to understand you love them. Sometimes longer. And so you render unto Caesar, Jesus made a statement once, render unto Caesar that which be Caesar's, and unto God that which be God's. We've got to learn what things are God's and what things are Caesar's. Now, when I say that, man, it's almost scary to say it because people put them in compartments of, okay, there's God, and this is no. They mix. What did God make? Anybody? What did God make?
Everything.
Okay, well, he probably made a principle that applies to it. I think if Hamilton Beach made a product, they probably made a manual that tell you how to operate it. So if you're going to assume God made everything, you probably should assume that he gave instructions for every situation. Is that reasonable?
Yes.
It's just reasonable. Now, just because somebody didn't look don't mean it's not there. And just because religion don't like to put it in doesn't mean it's not there. Don't be mad at God because somebody misrepresented him. Somebody somewhere misrepresenting you right now. Right now. They your child, they work for you some kind of way. Saying, yeah, I'm, so-and-so is mine. They're using your name to misrepresent you. There are people out say, yeah, Mike Crawford was my teacher. I haven't seen him in 10 years. There are people still saying, yeah, you taught me. Man, I'm on some other stuff. Hopefully I'll change what you were doing. But maybe you might need to check in again. That's just making a suggestion. I don't live on rolling metal. My kids show up saying they're coming home. They might need to call me dad. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It is the spirit that quickens the flesh, profit nothing. We read that. Read it. The part of man that is from God is spirit and is perfect and sinless. Okay? That's the part you need to focus on. In the book of Galatians, I'm going to show you. It's the fruit of the spirit. See, when you realize who you are, you bring forth fruit. Fruit. The works of the flesh, if you read the book of Galatians chapter 5, it talks about the works of the flesh, but the fruit of the spirit. Anybody know why the difference?
Difference between why the works of the fruit?
Yeah, why is one the works of the flesh, the bad things, and then the other stuff, the good stuff, is the fruit of the spirit?
Well, the fruit of the spirit is something you can't do. It's going to be a byproduct for doing what God said to do. The works of the flesh are just that. I mean, it's just you working towards something. It's not that you're going to really get. You feel like you're earning that other part. The other part is given directly by God.
I see it as temporary and something that's everlasting. Like flesh is more something that's on a period of time. This is going to happen for this amount, X amount of time. The spiritual is more something built, more something that's eternal or continuous or everlasting. It's going to work with you from this point on.
I think this in my spirit is what I think and what I know already. Flesh is really actually here, so it's what I'm actually doing. But the thought works the flesh, if I'm thinking the thing, my body's gonna carry it out. So, okay, if I'm thinking the thing, I'm equal. If I'm thinking the thing, it's going to be done, just carried out,
Process it'll flow through.
Yeah.
Like the fruit. Everything that you all said is correct and similar to this. Exactly what you said and what you said. One is more, just different levels of the same, but different versions of the same story. It's like a fruit has a seed. An orange seed is an orange. Just in process. And anything that's a fruit can continue to produce. The works of the flesh is just something you're doing. The work, anything that's of the spirit is a fruit. It's an outcome of what you are, a natural byproduct of something. That means you grew a tree, fruit gonna come out of it, because that's what it is. If I'm bitter, I'm working to get bitterness out of me. It's a lot of it. I don't know how it got there, but it's there, it's been planted. That's what Jesus talked about when he preached the message. He said the seed fell. That's what he's talking about, bring forth 30, 60, and 100-fold. The message that will get in me, and then I want to bring forth fruit with it, but something keeps coming and choking it out. Cares of this world, whatever the case may be. And you have to continue to learn that if I am a person filled with peace, I don't care how you squeeze me, I'm going to have some peace. You're not going to squeeze an orange and get apple juice out of it. Even if the wrong person squeezes it. Can you imagine they say, well, you know, the orange juice is bitter this morning. Why? Because the wrong person squeezed it. No, the orange wasn't good. No matter who squeezes it. We are that powerful. If you develop yourself that much internally. Now, I don't know if it'll ever happen on this planet for anybody other than Jesus Christ, but you are that powerful. That all of your intentions can come out as pure as you like it. But trust me, some people don't squeeze you the wrong way. A lot. Then you just go back to the drawing board and plant another seed, start growing it again. That's what Jesus was talking about. You start trying to be successful financially, go look around. They're going to squeeze you on the news with the gas prices. You know, make a commitment. I don't use nothing but premium gasoline. You walk up there someday. Man, it's 40 cents more than the other one. I need 20 gallons. That's $8. Hey, man, that's a difference. What was your commitment? What's your standard? So when you start understanding, that's when God said, rich is, I'm living the standard. I'm coming off the standard. God made a commitment, you're going to back me up. That's what made miracles happen. That's what they represent. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to stand on the principle that God told me. Daniel say, this is what I do every day, I pray. And that's what makes life work. They said, we're not going to find anything wrong with Daniel unless we find it concerning the law of his God, because he ain't going to break that. So they got together, concocted a scheme, told the king, said, why don't you make a law that said nobody can pray to a God other than you. The king didn't know Daniel's practices, so he said, okay. They're being something about human principles. You know what they use, don't you? Flattery. You can get people to do anything, just compliment. King, you're the king, man. Make a rule. Can't nobody worship God. He made the rule. Then he figured out Daniel was going to break the rule. He got mad. But he's king, so he can't change the rule. Right? Read the story. So Daniel wound up in the line being his number one man. Daniel was his number one man, but the king made a rule. Kings can't break their rules. That's why God is the king. All right. Even if he don't want to keep it, he got to keep it for me, because I said, that's what you promised right there. I'm going to stand on it. That's what you said. And I deserve it because Jesus Christ died for me, not because I'm good. The mistake people make is they're trying to get good enough to get the blessing. I ain't good enough to get no blessing. I'm a child of God. That's my dad. My children don't try to be good enough. They say, Daddy. Sometimes they don't even say that. If they wanted something, they don't say nothing. They just let it be known that way, you know. My car running fine. My car running fine. I don't even get a phone call. You know, kids call their mom. Mom, where? Oh, I'm so tired of the car. She don't fix the car. Kids even know how to do it. And I don't know how to get a blessing. Jesus made this thing, Jesus said that if you being evil, know how to give good things to your children, how much more shall your Father in heaven give good things to those that ask him? But you base that on the wrong things. You go in there trying to demand, I'm the best kid that you got. I ain't like them all. I don't know. All of them different. If you got kids, you know they all different and you love them for their differences. You don't try to make them the same. And if they love each other, they won't be brother. I told them, you always fix so-and-so their favorite meal when they come. You always take them out to eat. Now, you messing up now, because now you're trying to tell me how to do with what's mine. That's addressed in Scripture. God got mad about that. Don't tell God who we are, blessing how. Figure out how to get yours. Oh, if y'all want chocolate cake, get all the chocolate cake you want. I hope you make it 3 if you like. But I don't want y'all to get